Eccoci qua! Sono veramente contento che siate qui con me oggi. Anche oggi, mattina, pomeriggio, sera, notte. Dai, facciamo partire i secondi. Mi stai guardando? Ma mi stai ascoltando? Devi seguirmi. Ti vedo, eh? Adesso li faccio ripartire quando sei più attento. Metti tu il telefono e guarda tranquillamente questa chiacchierata. Secondo me ti diverti. Viviamo il presente. E nel caso non dovessimo più vederci, buon pomeriggio, buonasera e buonanotte. Eccoci qua. Good morning, Special Ed.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
I thank you so much to be here, because when I see this year your performance of 9 years ago, I think I look it 10 times because I like so much illusion.
Oh,
I'm like a little child, tall.
well, some people don't think it's an illusion.
Maybe it's not an illusion. It's only performance with the head, I think. But
Well, when people ask me if what I do is an illusion, I tell them that everything in this physical world, this physical reality, is the illusion, and the spiritual world is what is real. The soul that you're building inside of your that lives inside your body. The soul lives inside your body, so it can have this human experience, the physical experience. And people ask, is this reality a simulation? And I say, well, if you look at it, if you really look at it, maybe it is, because it's like our soul is put into this simulation so that it can grow stronger. Like when you're a pilot, the pilot does a flight simulation before they are really allowed to fly. The pilot does the simulation to get better, to learn and grow how, the pilot knows how to properly fly the plane.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe this reality is a simulation that allows us to grow our soul.
And because the reality, the human don't know the difference from reality or not, I think. And in this earth, this is not a reality, I think. But Danny, what day is today?
Today is what is it? The 1st of November?
Yeah, no, December.
Or sorry, December. The 1st of December. Sorry, I was thinking yesterday was the 30th of November. Yeah.
Yeah. 1st December 2022. Here in Italy, it's 11:52 p.m. and there
5:52 p.m.
You are in
New York City.
Okay. And this is the live number 687 from the start, and the 322 of the year 2022. So if you tell me and tell to the other people who is Special Head in one word.
In one word?
Yeah.
Who is Special Head? Special Head is a character.
Liliana Fermenio
Or
Terrazza. Yeah.
special
So, I'm
head
sorry.
is a stage name or a character.
Yeah. Because you, special ed is one of the people that you can make it, no?
Yes.
Eh.
You understand. You get it. Special head is one of the many characters that I've created, actually. It's just the one that blew up on America's Got Talent.
Yeah. Liliana Fermenio Terrazas, say hello from you from Mexico, and Laura de la Torre from Mexico City too.
Hello.
And the first time with America's Got Talent was 9 years ago.
Yes.
How many times you try to go there?
Just once.
Ah, good. I go one time also to Italia's Got Talent, me, only to make the casting. But it was so difficult to go inside because in Italy they prefer to singer or dancer, and it's difficult to go like photographer.
Oh,
Uh,
as a photographer,
yeah.
they've also struggled to put poets on the show, and finally they put a poet on America's Got Talent, to recognize and acknowledge it as an art form that involves talent. It's all about ratings and selling products to their sponsors, So they need exciting things to catch people's attention. Poetry isn't. I mean, it's thought provoking, but it's not that exciting. They entertainment doesn't benefit off of making people think too hard. If people thought too hard about things, then they would turn off their televisions and start reading more.
I think so. How many time ago you start with the first character?
So what everything has been an organic, evolving process for me. Um, Everything good that's come out of my life has happened through me choosing to make acts of selflessness. What caused me to discover the levitating guy thing was, and the character that Special Head became, the start and beginning of that was I started a sculpture festival in Tucson, Arizona to promote the artists that were sculptors in Tucson to the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show. This is the largest trade show for gems and crystals. And I wanted to promote some of the local Tucson artists to this international, community of rich people and fossil and gemstone dealers. And through trying to promote this festival that I created, me and my performance friends became human statues at some other art events. We became human statues to promote that. And so, getting my start in performance arts and entertainment, the first characters that was I dressed up in a gorilla costume and I jumped out onto stage to chase burlesque dancers off the stage. And then the second character that I was a human statue.
I smile because after before the start of this live, I see on your Instagram profile that block your TikTok profile for a fake naked exhibition.
Oh yeah. TikTok is has some major weaknesses, and they really don't care. Um, they've tried to save money on content moderators,
Yeah.
not hiring content moderators, and so everything on TikTok is done through like algorithm based community violations, and hackers and cyberbullies and trolls have figured out how
Mm-mm.
to create they write software that creates bots that mass flag videos. So I've been attacked on my TikTok. I've documented 5 different cases where I've been attacked by hackers that mass flag all my videos
Yeah.
all at once, right? I'll receive 20 or 30 violations all at once, like within a minute, right? And there's a New York Times article about these hacking bots, these software that people use to mass flag people's videos. And this only started happening to me when I started posting, making political posts. I attracted these political people, a lot, mainly conservatives and pro-Trump. I was saying things that were went against Donald Trump, and
Yeah.
people were not happy about that, so they started targeting my page. Um, and the thing about the most, and then what happens when they do this over and over again? You know, some of them is just regular people just flagging as many videos as they possibly can, and they're colluding with other people. In other cases, they're running this hacking software. And the problem for channels like me is that I do stunts, right? I do things that I'm a trained professional doing things that maybe for other people might be dangerous, but because I'm trained in doing these illusions, doing these stunts,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a trained professional doing this, and this is my entertainment that I offer. So because of that, because I also did the political content attracted these trolls to me, it was very easy for them to flag a lot of my videos. And then because a lot of my videos had gotten flagged, it's like TikTok put me in this different classification where all of a sudden the community guidelines was more sensitive to any
Yeah.
little thing that I would do, right? So it was much easier for any little video that of mine to get flagged. Here's the thing about the most recent video where I was dressing up in a Halloween costume that basically is a flesh colored, a tan, full bodysuit. There was actually no skin of mine showing. Is that I have 4 additional pages, right? The algorithm auto flagged that post on 2 out of 4 of those additional pages, right? Auto flag means as soon as the video is posted, the algorithm sensed that, oh, they saw a full body tan dancing around, right? There's no genitals, nothing, no private parts showing, no skin showing. But because it's a tan body, it triggered the nudity algorithm,
Yeah.
right? I contested that on all 4 of those pages. And on all 4 of those pages, TikTok deemed that video not in violation, content restored. However, on my main page, because that main page had been attacked by cyberbullies so much, right? It put that page in some kind of like a bad standing. And so when that page was in the bad standing and the tan skin suit gets flagged, the algorithm just automatically sends it to content not restored to this is violation, even though on 4 out of 4 other pages that I posted that exact same video to, it was deemed not in violation, content restored.
I'm so sad also with social, because here in Italy, I put photography or print with not naked people, but naked pictures, and they block me my YouTube channel. So I'm so sad with the bot of this social, because is not possible to write to unlock this or unlock the video, but it's not important. We are here and speak about you. I put some photo I chose from the site, and you tell what do you want.
Wait, what photo do I want you to pick, or?
No, I put the photo and you wait. And you command the photo. You
Yeah.
tell me about the photo. Something.
So that photo, I had something up my sleeve that was making smoke. And this is the only time that I used this illusion device. I would never buy that illusion device. It's called Vapor. It was like $200, and it doesn't even make that much smoke. It's supposed to be like a portable smoke thing. And then I was making that feather float with some of my magic. And this is a photo shot. This is a photo shoot that a magician, who's a trade show magician named Scott Tokar, did for me for free, because he was trying to start an additional business in addition to his magic. He was trying to start a business doing headshots for people, or magician oriented headshots. So that's what's behind this photo.
I like so much magician, and but how I tell you at the beginning of the live, I have a book of levitation, but I never read this. I don't know why. I don't see you now. Yes.
You don't see me in the book of levitation.
No, I see this book levitation. I think that Oriental people can do this, like in your performance, because tell me.
Well, in my travels and adventures, I had a man from Mongolia reach out to me. This guy named Bruce, in Chicago, and he's a middle-aged man who immigrated from Mongolia to America, and he contacted me because he wanted me to teach him how to levitate, because he witnessed his grandmother levitate in ceremonies in the yurt in Mongolia that he lived in. I asked him, well, were you a child? Because I'm thinking, maybe you were 5 years old and you had this great admiration for your grandmother, and maybe you the experience is because you're a child, they were larger than life. And he said, no, I witnessed her levitate up until, I was like, when was the last time you witnessed her levitate? He said 22 years old. Right? Because I'm thinking, oh, maybe they did some kind of illusion where they, outside of the yurt, the uncles had grandmother on some kind of rope and harness. She was banging. I asked him, describe to me the levitation. He said that she was banging on a drum and singing in ceremony, and standing, banging on a drum, singing. She floated up into the air in the middle of the yurt. And I'm like, well, maybe there was a rope attached to her through the center of the roof of the yurt. And maybe the uncles were outside the yurt pulling her up with that rope, but he said he witnessed this happen several times up until he was 22 years old. And I was avid, being that I'm an illusionist, I was an avid skeptic of levitation. And it made me come to this conclusion, not a conclusion, but kind of a an open query, or like an open question, that maybe levitation is possible, but the reason why it has not been documented is because this is an ancient art form that exists, that has existed amongst very traditional spiritualists in very rural settings, of people that are living these traditional spiritualist lifestyles, like somebody isolated in the mountains of Mongolia, like where this man is coming from. And maybe the reason why it hasn't been actually documented to science is because as soon as the video cameras come into the yurt in the middle of nowhere to videotape the person levitating. Maybe the introduction of that technology or these outsiders renders the person unable to do the superhuman feat of levitation. And maybe when this person that is able to accomplish levitation, maybe when they left their rural village, maybe what their spirit has undergone when they leave the village, when they leave the rural setting and come into the city, to go into a studio, maybe to demonstrate this, maybe the experience of leaving the rural setting and going into the city and going into the studio to show the levitation causes them to lose their abilities as well. This is just kind of a question that meeting this man and him, his first-hand accounts, caused me to raise this question.
I think if you are very, very light with the head, you can make all the things with the body.
They do call me special head. Yep, that's me.
How many time you study for a performance? Or how many?
Everybody's all trying to call me right now. So sorry. What? Sorry.
How many time you study for a performance, or how many time you study for a new character?
I think by study you mean like rehearse. My agent always tells me to rehearse more. For me, the best rehearsal is in front of a live audience. Rehearsals kind of come hard to me because you just don't get the same feeling, the same enthusiasm rehearsing without an audience. So, I don't know. I probably, it depends on if I'm going on television or not. They want me to go on Britain's Got Talent. So with a new levitation. So I'm definitely going to probably rehearse like 50 to 100 times for that. What they say is to really master something, you have to rehearse it 1,000 times. To really master something, you have to do it 1,000 times. This is what they say. Whoever they is. That's another picture from Scott Tokar's photo shoot that we did. He turned on the smoke machines and stuff for that.
And when you cut your hair, I think, because I see you in very, very kind of character with the head, with the hair, or with the body, or with the mask. You are very, very multitasking man.
Yeah, I think it confuses people sometimes because they're like, wait, that's the same guy that does this? It's like people really want to believe that Special Head was like really this monk, and I never called myself a monk. I just shaved my head bald. People got sad when I would tell them like, well, no, I mean Special Head is just a character. It's like they really wanted. People are really thirsty to believe in a guru or to believe in a spiritualist person. I feel like there's a lot of people that they're looking for guidance, and like I fulfilled these attributes that was like people wanted to believe in me. People wanted to believe that that's real, and that's what happens anytime that you take on an archetypal role. If you fulfill something that's an archetype, people really want to believe that that is real.
I think when your wife come back home, meet a different man every day.
No, I mean she knows me inside and out. Um, we share everything about our lives together. So you know she really respects and admires all the different characters and weird things. But I mean, I she said about previous boyfriends and that she had before me was that she would always get bored, and she said that she knows that she will always be entertained with me. Yep, that's Mole Man. He went pretty viral, famous on TikTok.
How is uh, is go out the I'm sorry, but all the word I don't know in English. How is born the mole people, the mole charter?
So just like what I was saying before about the human being a human statue before special head, when I first
Mm-hmm.
started doing that levitation, I was doing it as a human statue. And so Special Head really just came about organically through street performing the levitating thing over and over and over again. I just organically developed the character of Special Head to kind of phase out of doing the levitation as a human statue into doing it as like a real like guru type character. Um, as far as Mole Man, it's kind of similar thing. He came about very organically by me just picking out that mask. Basically I made friends with these Russian guys in Chicago, or actually they're Georgian, Russian, Ukrainian. They're all friends, but they own a mask making studio that makes silicone masks. And
Yeah.
initially I was wanting to make a mask of myself. um However, I actually still need to do that. I contacted them about making a mask of me. However, in the end, I went and saw I went to their studio. I saw the masks that they made, and I decided that I really liked that Mole Man mask. I felt like that Mole Man mask or the Rat Man. I thought of him as a Rat Man at first, but then I started crawling in and out of holes, so it kind of made me a Mole Man. I decided that I wanted that one, and I purchased it. And the development of the character of Mole Man just kind of happened organically by me wearing the mask and doing different skits. Uh, Initially, when I was crawling in and out of that hole, I hadn't even refined what Mole Man wears. I hadn't refined like his entire character. At first, I thought maybe he was gonna talk like this, like he was a New Yorker, like he was a real New Yorker, like And then I was like, no, I kind of actually developed the inspiration of what he was going to wear dressing up in the marching band, like kind of toy soldier nutcracker outfit, uh, from watching a movie called Babes in Toyland. Babes in Toyland had several like kind of animal characters that dressed up as like toy soldiers, or kind of like I don't know, make believe type characters. You'd have to watch the movie to understand. And so I kind of like sculpted the character of Mole Man as if he was a character out of the movie Babes in Toyland.
Hmm. But there is no problem with the police in the USA to make this kind of performance on the street.
I choose to live in New York City because New York City is very friendly towards
Mm.
artists and performance artists on the street, of street artists. Honestly, I have a problem with authority because what you'll find with a lot of law enforcement is that a lot of the enforcement of laws is very discretionary, um as to and I've experienced like what happens when you give authority to people that are not well qualified, not well trained to have that authority in Egypt, with a police state, seeing what happens is a lot of time, like the law in America that will get somebody like me in trouble is disorderly conduct. You'll get charged with disorderly conduct, and basically it's like means that the officer couldn't find any specific other law to charge you with, so they just wanted to blanket it as, they just used disorderly conduct as just kind of like a left up to discretion, a left up to interpretation, that like, they couldn't charge you with anything else, so they're just like, well, it seems disorderly because what you're doing isn't a normal walking down the street. So really what it comes down to in a lot of places in America is, oh, are you from that community? Are there people in that community that are calling the police on you? And what does that specific officer decide, like whether or not he wants you to be there doing that or not? It's like really left up to that officer's personal opinion, as of whether or not he likes what you're doing in that time and space. So like, there's a lot of small towns that I would get in trouble at doing my art. If people complain, some cop would find some reason to be like, well, if you don't leave our town, if you're going to continue to do this, I'm just going to charge you with disorderly conduct. Ooh.
I like so much this.
This is my old man Vegas showgirl. This is like an elderly man. When I bought this outfit, they told it was a drag queen's yard sale. Got it for like $10, and I had the old man mask, and they told me that the person who was selling this was too old to be wearing this outfit. Right? That they were elderly now, and then they're like, oh, they're selling it because they're too old to be wearing this. And I thought, well, gosh, you know what? I think that, and this was worn by a drag queen, right? And I thought, you know what? No one's too old. Don't tell anybody that they're too old to be wearing something. I'm gonna make this a character. I'm gonna be the old man in the Vegas showgirl outfit.
I don't find some photo of the character with the mask who go to make politic exhibition. I don't remember the name of the character.
Are you talking about the man with the fat neck?
I find on Instagram, and I tell you, but now I put this.
Oh, there's the human statue. That was pre me levitating. That was pre special head. So like this was one of my original human statue characters. That basically when people would leave me a tip, I would play a little song on the flute. Oh my gosh, you want to see something really quick? Check this out. Here, since you showed that photo, I just have to show you this. Look, it's up on my wall right here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So it's kind of broken. I bought this in Bolivia. It's a little broken. So yeah, it's like a little bit broken. It doesn't play as well as it used to, but
no problem. This one, Danny.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of this character.
Oh yeah, that character is brand new. That character is brand new. That's my newest mask that I picked up. He's okay. His name is Brian. He goes like this. He's like, his name is Brian. He drives a Kia. He makes $35,000 every year. His name is Brian. He's a tourist, and I like him because he's like the fool in the tarot cards. The fool, the wandering fool is kind of like you or me. Like we are all fools, like learning from this reality, and he comes in as a dopey tourist that everybody assumes is really dumb because he talks like he's dumb. But then he's able to catch people off guard because he's able to say these like very poignant like things. These very thought-provoking intellectual things he'll just like bust out with.
Maria say goodbye from Sicily.
Goodbye from Sicily. That photo was taken by at 30 Rock in Rockefeller Center. That was taken when I was on America's Got Talent. They took me when I was doing the Radio City Music Hall show. They took me to the photo studio to take that photo.
And you learn also the cycle breathing.
No, I never learned how to do circular breathing.
Circular, this.
I never learned how to do circular breathing.
I
wish that I could. I tried. I wish that I could.
I have a friend who sung the didgeridoo.
Yeah.
Who make this.
So what I understand about circular breathing. Oh, there's my cat. What I understand about circular breathing is that that true circular breathing is actually not really possible because you can't actually expand your lungs while you contract your lungs at the same time. That what you're doing when what the didgeridoo player does when they're circular breathing is that they're taking very quick breaths in with their nose, and you'll see that they puff their cheek out, and what they're doing is that they let a large portion of air build up in their cheeks, and then right as they're taking a quick breath in, they're pushing out the air that is in their cheeks out.
Yeah.
In that instant when they're breathing in through their nose. So it's like you breathe. Do you know what I'm saying? So they're not actually expelling any air out of their throat while they're sucking in with their nose. They're just pushing the air that's already been built up in their cheeks out.
This is the last photo.
So this was like a logo that I was making for myself, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like go with this logo. I guess you can say I haven't really fully picked my logo yet. I mean, this one might be good, but it's an allusion to the religion that one of the religions I was raised was Baha'i. And the Baha'is have a 9.9 is their spiritual number. And the number 9 is a very powerful number. And so they made one of their spiritual symbols be a 9-pointed star. Although their 9-pointed star isn't exactly like this one, I thought that it would be nice to make a 9-pointed star to utilize it in my logo because I believe in the Baha'i faith.
I born in 18, like the day, and some people tell me that 18 is a good number with 1 and the infinity number, and 1 plus 8 is 9. And I think so. I like so much all the things can do the mind, and all things come from the east. because we don't know all the things is possible to do with the brain. I
I would check out for all the people that are into like metaphysical things. Something that has truly inspired me is something called vortex mathematics,
mm-hmm.
and it was created by Marco Rodin, and it utilizes the number 9 a lot, and even the 1+8 thing, the 1+8 thing is goes into the vortex mathematics. My wife just came home, so she's probably going to stick her head in here in a second. So vortex mathematics is basically a point at which real magic tricks, and mathematics all intersect. It's they were the ancient Egyptians and ancient Chinese discovered the magic square independently of each other. And what allows the magic square to function, to work, a magic square, is vortex mathematics, is this relationship that the number 9 has with all other numbers. And that's because all multiples of 9, if you add the digits of those multiples of 9 together, like 45, 81, 18, they will always equal 9. So the number 9, the number 6, and Marco Rodin realized that the number 3, the number 6, and the number 9 kept coming up in all these religions, and he realized that there's a major differentiation between 3, 6, 9, and then the other numbers in the multiples of 10, in that like 3, 6, 9 are like the spiritual numbers, and 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8 are like the physical world numbers, because those numbers also correspond to the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah.
And so the other like basically one cell divides into two cells divides into four cells divides into eight cells, 8 into 16, but then 1 plus 6 is 7, right?
Yeah.
16 cells divide into 32 cells, right? 3 plus 2 is 5. Right, so this continues on through infinity, but you'll never find 3, 6, and 9 being represented in the Fibonacci, because they are the spirit world numbers. Yeah, I'm being interviewed by an Italian man.
Oh, okay, bye.
This is my wife. She speaks some Italian.
Yeah.
Say something in Italian.
Buongiorno.
Ciao.
Ciao.
No, say some more things.
I don't know Italian that well.
You took a class in it.
Speak in English. I then tell her that I put the follow on Instagram. I think one hour ago.
I think he followed you.
Oh, nice! Yay! Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
He seems like a nice guy. So yeah, vortex mathematics was really inspiring to me, just for anyone. And the magic squares were why I say witchcraft or real magic is because magic squares were also adopted by Wiccans, pagan religions. Not saying that in a negative connotation, but as the Christians refer to all the religions in Europe before they conquested as pagan, the Celts, Wiccans. Wicca is just kind of like a modernization of the many faiths that Celts were following. They used magic squares to create sigils, and in the sigils they would draw on their candles, or they would draw on the sand. However, that they would use the sigil as a shape to invoke whatever their intention was, and so they would use the magic square. A magic square. Basically, what a magic square was that the ancient Egyptians, the ancient Chinese figured out that if you made a perfect square of like of 9, of 16, 25 squares, and you say when I use it in magic for a magic trick, basically you put the numbers 1 through 16 in the 16 different squares in that perfect square of 4 by 4, right? 4 squared. You put 1 through 16 in different locations, and you'll have every single row, every single column, the 4 in the center, the 4 in the corners, will all add up to the same number of 34. And so the ancient Egyptians ancient Chinese mathematicians figured out that there was a formation that for every square, and for every perfect square, if you put the numbers, if you numbered those squares in a certain order, 1 through 16 or 1 through 25, however many squares there were, that there was a formation that you could put those numbers in a certain way that everywhere, that every symmetrical shape will add up, and every row, every column will add up to 34, to a certain number, the same number. And so they felt like there was power and magic in that formation. So then you would assign numbers to your intentions, tracing back and forth to across the magic square to create the shape of your sigil.
I think 1 year ago, 2 years ago, I make a square so bigger. I don't know how many numbers I put on the laptop, on the site, but the number was the same. I think until 50 or 20. I don't know. I lose this paper with all this number, but it is on the house. When I find again, I will send you.
Okay. Because I have a video on my YouTube all about it, about the magic squares and vortex mathematics.
Yeah. So, Danny, I give you 1 minute to tell them the first thing you have on your head and you want to leave us.
Well, I guess I would say that the reason why I pursued performance, being a performer and being in the spotlight, I'm not doing this to be rich and famous. I actually wanted to be an architect, but I realized that I am very privileged in the upbringing that I received, and that it was a very unique, different upbringing of religions that I was raised, being raised Baha'i and Native American peyote church. My father fed me peyote, a psychedelic, when I was 12 years old. Oh, look at the shirt. And I realized this is a very fortunate upbringing because both of those religions are very open-minded to the teachings of other religions. Baha'i believes in independent investigation of the truth. They actually have no priests or clergy above anyone else. It's your personal connection with God, higher powers inside of you, and nobody can tell you what to believe. It's very modern, progressive. They believe in equality between men and women. They believe in science and evolution. And that the only reason why Jesus didn't explain evolution to the people 2,000 years ago is because they had no foundation of science to base it off of. Revelations, as prophesized in the Bible, is really prophesizing the Industrial Revolution, the telecommunications revolution, because there's no way to go back to the old world, the world of knights in shining armor and ancient Rome. The old world has ended because we're not going to give up our technology, our knowledge of medicine. We're not going to go back into a dark ages. And so that age of the knights in shiny armor has ended. And so the prophecy of the end of the world, really, it was prophesizing the end of the world as far as a state of being, as a state of existence. And really was prophesizing the beginning of a new era, a transition from this old world into a new world. And so, being raised Baha'i was very great. And then also being raised Native American peyote church showed me this opposite side of a spectrum, in that Native American peyote church it's an indigenous religion. It's a tribal religion, which it showed me the ancient side of religion. That religion, the ancient religions, before Judeo-Christian religions, before monotheistic religions. This is just, your tribal people trying to figure out what's going on. They're hunter-gatherers collecting things, and they happen to eat some mushrooms or eat some peyote, and all of a sudden they're like, bam. They're like, this is God. God is speaking to us, right? So they would incorporate these psychedelics a lot into their ceremonies because they felt like they would receive messages from their higher power, their creator. It showed me two opposite sides of the spectrum of very modern or progressive and very ancient, earthy, primal religion. So it kind of showed me like a lot. And because Baha'i is they believe in Judaism and Islam and Buddhism, they believe that all these religions are from the same God. They believe in the oneness of religion. It put all of the religions kind of into this context of like accepting them all as truths. And so I felt like I have a mission to share my perspective with the world, because I see so many people that are free thinkers. All of these people in my communities and in queer artist communities that are free thinkers, a lot of times if they were raised Catholic or Jewish or is Muslim or these different religions, for them to become a free thinker, they rejected a lot of what they were taught, a lot of what they were indoctrinated with. And through that rejection of what they were taught, of being drilled into this repetition of this is truth, this is truth. You know, Jesus died on the cross for your sins. Feel guilty. Jesus died on the cross for your sins. If you're not sinning, then Jesus died for nothing. No, they were in rejecting that. It left them with a bad taste in their mouths regarding religion, that they have an animosity towards religion. And I felt very fortunate in being raised religions that were open-minded to the teachings of other religions, being raised religions that weren't saying all of the religions are wrong except for our religion. I didn't have that same bad taste in my mouth. Being raised Baha'i, it helped put all religions into context. And so I felt like fortunate, and I felt like my that upbringing, you know, that I had this message of positivity that, like, look, religion isn't bad, but religion gets corrupted by man's thirst for power. And that's why, one of the reasons why God has a covenant, a promise to man, that God will always continuously send prophets down every 1,000 years or so. There will be a new prophet to reaffirm the same teaching of God, that all the religions are the same religion, all the major world religions. Yeah. There's a oneness in them, that they're just different teachers for different peoples in different time periods, and that the message of God isn't bad. It's that religion is tools, and the atrocities, the horrible things that religions do, is always more blaring in the history books than the individual good that comes to each person's life through those religions, right? You're not able to see the individual good in each person's life in the history books, as opposed to the Crusades or the Spanish Inquisition or the missionaries in the Americas, you know, the Catholic boarding schools in America. That is always much louder, right? So it's an interesting perspective that I hope to share with the world, that religion's not bad. It's a tool. It's just what humans do with religion that becomes corrupted and bad. And, you know, I don't know. I feel like I try to point people, if they feel lost, if they feel like the religions that they were raised aren't working for them, I try to point people towards the Baha'i faith, because there are a lot of positive things that religions do bring to people, especially when people have children. Religion can become more important because it provides a community of moral values, of other adults teaching your children moral values.
Like when I was married, I married a Muslim woman from Africa, no? And our child is not Muslim and is not Catholic, no? Mm-hmm. But when they will be bigger, and now the most older has 18 years old, and the most younger 16, they can choose what they want, because I think tell you must make this is not good for any child.
Yes. And but basically what Baha'i says is that the only thing wrong to believe is that someone else is wrong for what they believe. That whatever you believe, that's your own personal truth, and nobody can change that for you. And so even Baha'i parents are encouraged to educate their children as to a multitude of different religions. Like Baha'i commonly quotes Buddha or Jesus or Muhammad. They quote these other prophets all the time because in Baha'i's mind, it's all the same prophet. It's just one avatar. And it actually helped me understand my own personal interpretation of when Christians talk about the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. We are the Holy Spirit. Like all of us, all the souls that ever existed within human bodies. The Son is just one person. It's one avatar. In the Baha'i writings, it says that Moses, Buddha, Christ, Muhammad, and every single prophet that has ever come to any planet outside of our solar system that has intelligent life on it, because God's promise and what the Baha'is say for us to have a soul is that we have to have the abstract thought capable enough to understand that there's a higher power, that there's a greater force that we need to connect to. And so whenever an intelligent life form begins to have the abstract thought, to have a conception of God, God has a promise that God will not leave that intelligent life in the dark as to the existence of the higher of how to foster that connection with the God. And so I think it's different teachers in different time periods, and for me, like for Baha'is, you cannot declare that you're a Baha'i until you're 15 years or older. So children aren't Baha'is yet. You're not officially an adult, and so nobody in Baha'i forces their children to be that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They educate their children as to all the different religions, and then they give the decision to the child when they're 15 to make for themselves.
We must believe in ourselves.
Yes.
Now, project from tomorrow until next 6 months that you can talk.
I've been invited to go on Italy's Got Talent. I probably should have. I probably still should go. I've been invited to go on France's Got Talent, Russia's Got Talent. And all I can say is I've been on Das Super Talent, the German version. And all I can say is that there's another talent show. I can't say which one, but there's another talent show that wants me to go on to that show. And so I've been developing a new illusion to take on that program. And so I'm going to be working on that new illusion to go on another European TV show. Heck, I might be coming to Italy. Me and my wife might go on our honeymoon in Italy in January. Where are you in Italy?
In the north near Bologna.
Bologna.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's one of the
Tortellini.
cities that we did not go to. We almost were going to go to Bologna. Are you in a small town?
Yeah, in a small town near Bologna.
Oh wow, maybe we can come and visit you.
Yeah, call me and we meet. Sure.
Oh, okay. I don't know. We have to choose between Italy, Spain, and France.
And maybe a day I come in USA. I never stay in USA.
Oh, okay.
And now you can make to me a question.
Is your podcast always in English?
No, Spanish, Italian, French, Portuguese.
Oh, okay.
But my dictionary is so bad to change one language into another language. I must talk for maybe 2 days or 3 days, and I speak better than the other day because it's so difficult to me speak quickly in one language?
Well, probably you've gotten better at speaking English just a little bit through talking to me. What is normally the topics on your podcast? Like, what's the theme usually of your podcast?
Normally?
Mhm.
No, I don't understand. Repeat.
Theme. Like, what is usually like the type of topics you talk about on your podcast?
What about all the things that the other people want to ask me? Maybe art, maybe all the things.
Okay, so it's pretty general.
Yeah, because I think that all the people have something to tell to the world.
Wait. Oh, okay.
If you can change one thing in the world now, what do you want to change?
There's a lot of misinformation out there. I feel like there's a lot of hatred, and people support evil because they are ignorant, because they allow propaganda and hate into their hearts.
Mm-mm.
So me as an entertainer, like, really, I'm just spreading ideas. That's what I have the ability to change. And so I'm really just trying to dispel misconceptions and misunderstandings, and help other people. As a Baha'i, spiritually, the emphasis in teaching Baha'i is not to convert people. It's actually to help other people develop a better understanding of their own faith.
Yeah. Now I leave you for 1 minute alone, and you can make what do you want and tell what do you want, and I come back quickly. Ciao.
What? I'm confused. I was kind of confused. I'm sorry. I'm just a little confused. I love you guys. My wife loves me. Here I am, guys. Okay, I guess this is what I want. Speak of what you want. I just want everybody to be happy. I want to provide you with entertainment that might provoke some intellectual thoughts. That's all. I want everybody to find the happiness that they're looking for.
I'm crazy. Excuse me, Danny. Intrusion moment. Have you got a red book near you?
A red book?
Yeah.
No. What do you mean? A book that I read, or a book that's the color red?
Color red.
I do not have a red book near me. I have a red hat. I have a red hat. I have a red suitcase.
I got you a new outfit.
Oh, you did?
On the street.
Oh my gosh.
You know how you have a reindeer?
Look, I have this red thing. We don't have any red books. We have
A red book?
red games. Yeah, we don't have any red books here.
I don't really have. I feel like I have a red book.
My roommate has a red book. This is our house. This is our little shrine.
It's not important.
Oh my gosh, a snowman and a reindeer.
Ooh.
Your snowman onesie.
Oh, look, here's a red book all about love.
Yeah.
Yay. Anyways, I probably got to get going now.
Okay. I thank you, Danny,
Thank you too.
and I thank you to Maria, Laura, Liliana that write, and Laura della Torre, Silvana Platania, Lazzaro Adesso, Liliana Termenio Terrazas that put the like, and all the people.
What's funny is sometimes with these names, I don't know if that's one person's name or like 5 people's names.
No, many people
Oh.
name from Mexico, Italy, and other place of the world.
I was trying to make a joke.
So you must dress the snowman.
Okay, I will. Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao. Buonanotte.